I think democracy in America is threatened by four very serious developments. One is the government's spying on its citizens, which is intolerable. Two is the fact that there is way too much money in politics, and we can't seem to find a way to address the problem. We can't even figure out how to start to address the problem, and that's one of the things that really concerns me, that by going for the constitutional amendment, we've somehow not pursued other solutions which may not be 100% effective, but go part of the way to getting money out of politics, and particularly big money out of politics. My third concern about democracy in America is that the continued spread between wealthy people and average people and low-income people is a threat to our democracy, because wealthy people gain a greater influence through the role of money in politics, and frankly through controlling the assets in this country that diminishes our democracy. And finally, I worry about the role of big banks. I have some experience as both a senior federal banking regulator and as a banker. And I can tell you as a senior federal banking regulator that it is harder to take on big banks because they both have more resources and people with a higher status than community banks. And I'm concerned that in the 2008 to 2012 financial crisis, that somehow the big banks managed to further capture regulators, and the result was that the big banks got huge during a crisis, which is a little counterintuitive to me, and at the same time, a lot of little banks got put out of business. And at this point, I'm very concerned that there is in Washington a bias in favor of too big to fail banks like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase. And we should do something about this. We should insist that when you reach a certain size, well under 100 billion, and of course Chase is now, for example, $2 trillion, that they divest of a number of their activities which pose risks to the taxpayers and pose risk to the financial system. And there simply is not enough work being done on this topic. We need a progressive voice on financial and economic issues as well as social issues. I think there are real significant challenges to the continued success of the middle class and to the elevation of lower income folks to a more secure financial position. And I worry sometimes that we get caught up as progressives on just the social issues, and we don't necessarily have the expertise available in the Senate to address the financial and economic issues that are frankly at the heart of being a successful progressive.